Hi, welcome to How to D&D. My name is Fred Wheeler and today I want to talk about Dungeons and Dragons. And the topic for today is Walmart. No, it's not actually. I had you there. No, we're going to talk about how to use or using the Black Carriage in the Curse of Strahd. How do you actually use it in your adventure in a way that will be useful to you? Now, for those of you who are here and are playing through this adventure, this is a Dungeons and Dragons Curse of Strahd Dungeon Master Guide. I said Dungeon Master Guide, not suitable for players. So if you are playing in this adventure, go and watch a different video. I have a player's guide for the Curse of Strahd. You're welcome to watch that or something else, but don't watch this because there will be tactical information and strategies and a few spoilers listed throughout this video, and that would ruin it for you, and I don't want to do that for you, so please don't watch the video. If you're a dungeon master, you need to stick around because we've got things to talk about. The Black Carriage is a dungeon master tool. I think that's not necessarily clear when you look at the adventure book itself. It has many different uses which are not spelled out in the adventure book. You get one thing, that's it. So here are a few different ideas that you can use or ignore, I don't mind, it's up to you, in your game. So number one, real simple, the Black Carriage can be used to transport Strahd around Barovia. Pretty boring, pretty simple, pretty easy, can be done. There are other ways that Strahd can travel around Barovia, I am aware of this, but it is one way of ramping up the tension in the players' characters, or at least the players in some cases. Really, we want to ramp up the tension in players rather than their characters. Who cares about the characters? Okay, number two, the carriage can be used by Strahd to send a message to people in Barovia, specifically the characters or the players' characters. This could be in the form of a letter sitting on the seat or a servant that delivers the message. Now, you could have the carriage pull up right beside your party, the door flies open and there's a letter addressed to one of them or all of them sitting on the seat, and all they have to do is reach in there if they're brave enough to grab that thing. Or there might be a servant who's riding on top or in the carriage who delivers them a verbal message or even a written message. It's up to you. You could do it in a couple of different ways. Number three, you can have the carriage travel the roads of Barovia completely empty. Why are we doing this? We're trying to scare the players and their characters because they will be assuming that Strahd is in the carriage. But if there's actually nobody there, they won't know unless they actually stop the carriage or try to look inside. And are they brave enough to do that? Particularly at low level. You'll find this really useful at low level, and really there's no risk to the players whatsoever and their characters. They just don't know that. You as a dungeon master do. So I like this one. This works out pretty well. Okay, number four on my list here is Strahd can use the Black Carriage to summon an individual from the party or the entire party to meet with him away from the castle. There might be a meeting point that he thinks would be useful and he wants to discuss something with them. And I'm not talking about using it as a way of drawing or summoning them so that they can have a fight or a battle, because that's not really what we're looking for. What we're looking for, I mean, maybe that is what you're looking for. What we're looking for is a way of developing a relationship between the players' characters and Strahd. And the only way to do that is to have enough points of contact throughout the adventure to make that work. And in some cases, you might find that Strahd summoning them to do a job for him, they could turn him down, that's fine. Do they risk it? But there might be a reason why he wants to summon them. It might simply be a way of communicating and learning more about them. Collecting intelligence is very important before you do anything, right? So that's another way of using it. Okay, option number five. The Black Carriage is an encounter that can be used to scare your characters or your players by having it waiting outside of buildings when the characters exit that building. Everywhere they go, suddenly this Black Carriage is sitting there. It doesn't even have to have a driver. It could just be the horses and the carriage and nothing else, and every time they leave a building it's waiting for them there. There's nobody saying, okay, would you like to go and have a ride? It's just waiting there for them. So that will really throw a bit of a spine tingle up your players, for those people who are easily scared. But I think that's another tool that you might want to use in your game. Okay, number 6. You may or may not like this. The players' characters could use the black carriage to fast travel around Barovia with Strahd sitting with them the whole time. So there may be a way that maybe Strahd gives them a sending stone and they can communicate with Strahd, and every time they want to be taxied around Barovia, they can call up Strahd and he pulls up in his black carriage. Now, why would you do this? First off, it's likely to scare your players, and more likely to confuse them completely about Strahd's motives, because they won't trust him. But if he starts helping them to do things, that might change things a little bit. It certainly confused my players immensely, and I enjoyed sitting back and watching them trying to fathom what was going on. They knew there was something up, but it took them a while. Number 7. Otherwise, just use the black carriage to transport the party to Ravenloft as intended, as stipulated in the adventure. It is actually just spelled out. It's a small section, a few paragraphs, blah-de-blah-de-blah. You know that. It's not really anything new. Okay, for those of you who like to sort of really shake things up, pulled this from the community as it happens. Number 8. You could have a screaming maiden or woman hanging out of the window of the carriage as it charges at a breakneck speed throughout the town or along the road. And then, of course, what are they going to do? Are they going to go and help that woman, or are they going to leave them and just assume that she is going straight to hell? she's got a one-way ticket to Ravenloft Castle and Strahd. So there is another way you could use the black carriage. Please, by all means, if you are willing to share, if you have a different way of using the black carriage in the Curse of Strahd, please share that with me. I would be very interested to know what you have done or what you have considered doing. Now, if you like this video, as it happens, I have lots of videos on the Curse of Strahd, and I have lots of videos for players and dungeon masters on pretty much every aspect of Dungeons & Dragons and Dungeons & Dragons 5e, which you're welcome to go and check out. If you want to support the channel so I keep doing this sort of stuff, I have a Patreon page you can check out. I have affiliate links down in the description to the book depository and Amazon. I have a merchandise shelf where you can buy some merch underneath all of my videos. Otherwise, just watch my videos, that's fine too. Make sure to share, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell button to be notified when I go live, and I go live a lot, and when I publish new videos. And hey, till next time, keep rolling those 20s.